Hey, happy Friday. It has been a swinger today. So we've had lots and lots of price action that has been tradable. We've had lots of stuff that's been dangerous. I've had a couple conversations with guys this morning who get themselves on the wrong side of things, and that has been mostly caused by not paying attention to where the swing points in the indices are and where those overlaps are with the stocks then. So let's take a look at the charts, see what happened today, and see what the game plan is going into the afternoon. Here we go. So we've got our triple Qs here, and been using this, of course, as the basis for everything that we're doing with the NQ. NQ's been pretty good today, and I'm going to say it's been mostly on these drops. So anytime that the market's been making a big move, it's been on the sell-offs, and the sell-offs have been relatively easy to time. So what you do is, or what I do, never tell you what you should do. What I do is I wait for a big move like this to start, and then when we get the pullbacks into the move, that gives us the opportunity to go and do a directional, in this case short, right into what's going on with the index, and also then to focus on where the swing points are going to be. Swing points have been super important today in terms of timing. If you're looking at anything and you're trying to figure out, do I go long, do I go short, right? What's the market going to do today? My suspicion is we're going to wind up positive. I just, you get that feeling when things start to gravitate to a central pivot. You get that feeling when things are sort of struggling to stay in a range, right? So we're not really staying in the box very long. We managed to do this move here on the triple Qs, which was nice because that gave us some opportunities on the NQ, but again, nothing major, nothing to go and really talk to everybody about over the course of the session. It has just been slow and steady wins the race, and the slow and steady has been focus on what the heck is going on. So one of the things that someone sent me just a little while ago was he was looking to go long on one of these reversal moves lower, and he's looking to go long on the stock side. And I want to point out what's happening here right now on the triple Q, so that when we switch over to the stocks, we all are on the same page. You see this move lower, and it corresponds to a move down into not just the pivot line, but also a 2 standard deviation excursion overlaps right there, and we get down below the session VWAP right there, and we get down to this earlier major anchored VWAP. So note the time that this reversal is really getting put in place here, somewhere in that 315, 320, 330 into that time frame. And then take a look at the question that I had, right? The question was regarding what's going on with the Magnificent Seven. So on our Magnificent Seven stocks, we can see here that I've been focused as usual on my nemesis, and at the same time my best friend NVIDIA quite a bit. NVIDIA was the source of the question. The question that somebody had submitted was, hey, we're getting down into the central pivot on NVIDIA. Should I be looking to short it on a move down below that line, right? Should we look for this kind of a thing? And my response was no. What we're really looking for here is that at the central pivot, we see a confluence with that thing that I just showed you a second ago, which was the QQQ coming into a layer of support. So that layer of support down there was enough to turn this whole thing around and get NVIDIA moving higher. And the way to catch the inflection was to wait for this guy right here to overlap with what was going on in those triple Qs. So if you look around the group of stocks that we are watching, right, you see here's the triple Q move, here's the inflection on NVIDIA, and right, if you start watching everything else that's trading in sympathy with these things, you see that we've got lots and lots of things that decided to go and turn around and make the move higher right at that same point in time. So watching the index has been the key today to staying on the right side of these trades. Don't know how often we can say that to people, but it's easy to keep your eye on something other than the ball. You wind up looking somewhere else, and you see, you see a big move happening in a stock that you like, and you think, holy smokes, I missed this whole thing, and I'm going to look for another leg down, or I missed this whole thing, and I'm sure it's going to keep moving lower. And you just look around your universe of what you're trading, and it gets very, very easy to get lost and not focus on the thing that's actually happening right in front of you. And the thing that's happening right in front of you is the thing, of course, that is going to make or break your day. So with that said, I think it's pretty straightforward as to what we do for the rest of the session. Keep looking for the inflection points. Keep looking for all the places that, if you're trading the Magnificent Seven stuff, keep looking for all the places that you see, all this natural support and resistance lining up, and you're going to be able to find opportunities as opposed to getting yourself in front of a bunch of threats, right? So all these things that usually happen over the course of a session are happening again today. Tesla is sort of going counter trend, and it gives us the opportunity to focus on something that is moving lower instead of moving higher. Look for the overhead resistance when it gets back up into that level again. And if you have questions, pop into the room. I think just about everybody's gone for a long weekend at this point, but I'm going to keep on it right up until the close. All right, so that's it, man. That's what I've been doing. That's the session for us today. I'm going to keep that focus on QQQ and confluence with what's going on in the individual stocks. Watch the Qs for tips on what to do with the NQ, the ES, right? All this stuff is moving in tandem today. Everything is really lined up well. The correlations are there. The negative correlation that we usually see is there. The positive correlations are there. So stay in front of the opportunities and don't force things. Don't try to take a trade just because you want to take a trade, or because you're trying to dig out of some hole, or you're trying to recover some previous thing that got you. Never revenge trade. Always try to stay with the trend. Always try to look for the pullbacks. Take the highest probability setups. Don't trade what you want. Trade what you see. All right? Have a great weekend, you guys, and I will see everybody here on Tuesday.